our dear family friends told me that going to be with Jesus on Easter is as special as Hudson is. Thank you for being here today to celebrate the life of Hudson. This tragedy has shattered my heart and changed me forever. Despite the difficulty of this time, I'm deeply grateful for the privilege of having a son like Hudson. As a father, my greatest hope was for my children to find happiness, to make friends, to experience love, and to feel confident about themselves. In other words, to get to be cool. Hudson was definitely cool. His ability to adapt to challenges, make the best of any situation, and accomplish so much at a young age made me extremely proud. Whether it was him excelling in sports, graduating from high school, attending Kennesaw State University, working a career-level job at the age of 19, or enjoying his outdoor hobbies like fishing and snowboarding and golfing. Hudson's achievements were nothing short of remarkable. What I love most about Hudson was his kindness and thoughtfulness. He never wanted me or anyone to feel sad or angry or hurt about anything. His sense of humor and joy for life were present from birth. Whether as a small boy he was running naked through the house after a bath, or announcing truck whenever we passed an 18-wheeler on the road, he always found ways to make us smile. He loved the made-up stories I told about the ghost train that traveled at night along Fulton Industrial Boulevard. Hudson adored his big sister, Elizabeth Burke, who watched over and protected him like a little mother, and he knew it. I remember one challenging night when she was still young, when he and her were still young, she had a seizure. While we were at the hospital, Hudson stayed awake all night until we returned home in the morning to make sure his big sister was okay. Hudson's stepdad, Brian Long, introduced him to baseball and deserves the credit for Hudson's incredible manners and respectfulness. Hudson's cell phone seemed permanently attached to his body. I often worry about this, and I would tell him, son, you can't go through life staring at your phone. But he was not just playing games. He was watching videos on how to do everything, from golf to fly fishing to snowboarding to building and working with computers, even how to build racing car engines. When Hudson was 12, he needed a computer for school and, of course, video games. He had the idea one Christmas to ask family members to contribute parts so he could build his own. I thought it would be too frustrating and it wouldn't work, but he convinced everyone else. He gathered all the parts, sat on the dining room floor, and built an incredible computer. Not only did it work perfectly, but he set up his room, his desk in his room, with triple monitors and all these flashing lights. It looked like the cockpit of a spaceship. Hudson's entrepreneurial spirit and desire to work hard were equally impressive. Picking him up from his first job at the baseball park concession stand is one of the most beautiful moments of my life. I remember one time he told me about the big scary biker guy who came up pounding on the counter, demanding to know who made his hamburger. Hudson said, Dad, I kind of went up to him kind of sheepishly and shyly and said, well, I did. And the big guy gave him a fist pump and said, damn good job. That was an awesome camera. Hudson later moved on to working at Righteous Q, and that's where he seemed to really take off. He liked the owner, Patrick, and his co-workers. He loved cooking barbecue. He enjoyed making money. Zoom video calls during COVID. Hudson would set up his phone at work, and he would show us how he was pressure washing the smokers, all outfitted in his Orvis fancy high-dollar fly fishing weight. That's one of our family's most cherished memories. When Hudson was 16, we started looking for a little used car for him to drive. We finally found a little Jeep that he liked. I said, son, please don't redneck this thing up. Let's just drive it to school and to work and home. About a week went by and he had rednecked it up. It actually turned out pretty cool. It was like a military urban assault vehicle. He would do major engine repair and complete suspension modifications in our little garage and driveway, guided by his YouTube and his buddies. Hudson graduated from Walton High School and decided to enroll in computer engineering at Kennesaw State University. He continued to excel in college and at work. And I started to encourage him to save some money because he was going to need to get an unpaid internship in his field. Through Hudson's skill and determination and a very special relationship with a kind and loving family, he landed a full-time salary job with Vesta Corporation. He loved working there. He was spending time on projects like HR automation, IT services, fraud prevention, and cloud services. Hudson would come home and tell me with such pride his daily accomplishments as well as his challenges at work. One night he said, hey Dad, we need to go to dinner because I've got some news. Like any father, I thought he might tell me he was getting married or expecting a child. Instead, he calmly told me over dinner that he had bought a Corvette. I was mad that he made the decision without me, but I was more impressed that he pulled it off. He found the perfect car way out in Texas, and he arranged for it to be inspected and was talking to the owner and getting it tested and financed and transferred to here. He negotiated a great deal. He still had his Jeep that he needed to sell, and he wanted to sell it on Facebook Marketplace. I was uneasy about that, but he assured me it was safe. He was meeting the buyer with some friends. He came home that night with $20,000 in cash in a paper bag. We put it on the kitchen table. It looked like a photograph of a police drug bust. I said, son, we can't have this kind of money in the house. You gotta take that to the bank. So the next morning he went to the Bank of America up here at East Piedmont in an old t-shirt and his Grinch pajamas. He told me the cashier looked at him a little funny. Hudson's investment abilities were incredible. One day he came home and said, Dad, I heard about the senator whose spouse is in trouble for investing in the same stocks they were voting on. So I bought the same stocks. I made $5,000 quick. One of Hudson's most admirable traits was his gratitude and appreciation for those around him. He always took the time to make thoughtful cards or gifts for special occasions, expressing heartfelt thanks for us. His kindness and respect for others were evident throughout his life. He often stopped during his trips and adventures to text me, his sister, his aunt and uncle, his stepdad, and his meemaw. He texted me a month ago, "Dad, I'm with Aaron at the beach. I just got an eagle." I said, "Son, I've been playing all my life. I only have a few birdies. You got an eagle." And also about a month and a half ago, I got a video call, and I answered it. And he was on the top of Copper Mountain. "Dad, it's awesome. I'm snowboarding down the Double Black Diamond." Hudson loved life. The worst night of my life was when I learned about the crash. The news from the doctors was an absolute nightmare. I simply did not know what to do or how to go on. I walked out of the emergency room into the lobby, and there was about 50 young adults gathered. They told me they loved Hudson as much as I do, and they were there to support and pray for him. His friend Brewer led us all in the most beautiful prayer I have ever heard. I asked them to tell me stories about their adventures with Hudson. They shared with me stories of how he had helped them through difficult times in their lives. I always knew Hudson had a kind and loving heart, but I was blown away by the lives he changed. I will carry these stories in my heart forever. Sometimes when I watch the news or witness bad things, I feel like the world is about to stop spinning. Knowing that my son made so many of his friends' lives better, and that they, in turn, will help others, gives me incredible peace and comfort. My last words to my son were, "Son, we're gonna be okay." Those words were said with confidence and love. They are a promise I intend to keep. Those words were for me and my daughter and my family, but they extend to everyone here today. Hudson's okay with us being a little sad and angry for a little while, but it's important to him that we all find a way to be okay. My daughter Elizabeth correctly said, "Dad, a tragedy like this is way too much for anyone to handle alone." In other words, "Dad, please get some help with this." I agree completely. I've already reached out to professionals as well as my church. I encourage everyone here to do the same. Many of Hudson's friends have mentioned the possibility of coming together to purchase something of Hudson's to remember him by. While I completely respect and understand that, I would offer a slightly different way to honor him that I'm confident Hudson would want. Go somewhere cool you've never been before. Exercise and work out. Help a friend when they need it. Catch a fish. Snowboard or ski down a mountain. Play golf. Learn a new skill on YouTube. Cook a big steak or some awesome barbecue. Make money and be smart with it. Spend money frugally so you have it to go somewhere cool. Go to the beach and swim in the ocean. Order bacon on your cheeseburgers. Make someone smile. And most importantly, show someone you care. Show someone you care about how much you appreciate them. Thank you all for being here to celebrate Hudson's life and memory. I love you, son. I'm so very proud of you. God bless Hudson, and God bless each of you.